So let's talk about applications of double integration. The first one we're going to look at is area of computations. What do we mean by area of computations? So take a look at this example. First, let's start with just a single dimensional integral. So let's integrate from a to b 1 dx. We could anti-differentiate this and get x. So we're going to plug in bounds ba, then we get b minus a. So from this, what is this geometrically? It is the width of the interval that we integrated over. Okay, so let's look at some double integrals. Suppose we want to integrate 1 dy dx over the rectangle x is between a and b and y is between c and d. So our integral function is 1. So we could think at that as 1 times 1 factoring it into the product of a function of x and a function of y. So using a property of integration, this is actually a product of two integrals. The integral from a to b 1 dx and the integral from c to d 1 dy. So based on this, we know that that is going to be b minus a times d minus c. So now what is this? This is the area of a through b times c through d. So it is the area of the rectangle that we integrated over. So let's have an example. Set a double integral that computes the area enclosed between the parabola x is equal to y squared and x is equal to 4. So here's the area we want to compute. So we can view this as the domain for double integral. Okay, let's find these points of intersection. So when x is equal to 4, y must have been 2 or negative 2. We could set this up as a type 1 region, where we say that x is between 0 and 4, and x is between negative the square root of x and the square root of x. But we would rather set it up as a type 2 region, because in that way, we would knew y is bounded between negative 2 and 2, and x is bounded between y squared and 4. So this area is the integral from negative 2 to 2, the integral from y squared to 4, 1 dx dy. So we anti-differentiate first with respect to y. That's gonna leave us with the integral from negative 2 to 2 of x, where we need to plug in the top and bottom bounds. And there we're left with an integral with respect to y. Okay, so now we have the integral from negative 2 to 2 of 4 minus y squared dy. This is even symmetric with respect to y. So we're going to write this as twice the integral from 0 to 2, 4 minus y squared dy. So that's going to be 2 times 4y minus y cubed over 3, which results of 32 over 3. Alright, so the second application for double integrals comes from physics. So we would like to ultimately compute the center of mass of what we call a plane lamina. For now, you can picture that like a blob in the plane. So let's run through some vocabulary before we see how to set up and solve this type of problem. So how do we calculate mass? Well, mass is equal to density times volume over area. So density is how thick it is, and volume over area is the measure of how much we have. So let's have an example. Find the total mass of the lamina in the first quadrant bounded by y is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, and the graph of f of y is equal to negative y squared plus 9 with a mass density of sigma of xy is equal to 1 plus y. So the first we need to do is to sketch a picture. So here is our first quadrant, x and y. Here the function we're given is really like x is a function of y. That's a parabola opening to the left. So consequently, the y-intercept is 3 and the x-intercept is 9. So this shape in here is our lamina. Since x is given as a function of y, let's treat this like a type 2 region where the constant bounds for y will go on the outside. So we'll say that m is the integral from 0 to 3. So again, m is the integral from 0 to 3. That's the minimum y to maximum y. The integral from 0 to 9 minus y squared, because again, going in the increasing extraction for choice of y value, we enter the region on the y-axis. That's where x is equal to 0, and we exit the region on the parabola x is equal to 9 minus y squared. So we integrate our density function 1 plus y, and then the differential should be ordered dx dy. So at this point, it's a routine double integration, so we're just going to compute the antiderivative first with respect to x. So plug in our top and bottom bounds. So we get the integral from 0 to 3 of 9 minus y squared plus 9y minus y cubed dy. Now, it's a single integral with respect to y. So, anti-differentiate again. And we're left with this. Just go ahead and plug in 3 and we have this answer. So, this will be the total mass of the lamina.